Good morning. Hopefully everybody had a great time off, a great holiday if you celebrated, or just time with your family or time alone to reflect and just relax, rejuvenate, restart, or get ready for a new year. The new year is starting soon. We got like 3 or 4 days left, so it's going by. This year went by fast, at least for me. So a lot has happened this year, a lot to reflect on, and a lot to be thankful for, and to look forward to. So hopefully everyone is doing well. I have been just busy. I haven't been able to do an episode. I've been thinking about doing an episode, but I just keep getting distracted in a sense. I've been working on some merchandise for the podcast / brand, so I just been working on that. It's a new thing for me, new skill to learn. So I've been teaching myself how to brand. I have hoodies and t-shirts that I'm making. So I've been learning how to design it and, put the website together and get the materials to be able to make the shirts and stuff at my house. So I've just been busy with that. And so I've been thinking of episodes to do, just haven't really had a chance to sit down and do it. So I have the time now. So I wanted to do an episode. I might do actually 2, because there are 2 different topics that I was going to discuss. So as far as like the clothing and the merchandise to be able to purchase, it's coming out soon, like 2023. And I'm not doing like 2023, with a mystery month or something like that. It's very soon. I just need to make sure I have everything together on my end so that when, people start ordering, then I have the materials. So give it about a couple of weeks or so, just for me to get some last minute things together. And then I will, notify on my page, release dates and where to buy it. I'm building a website for it and stuff. So it's a lot of different steps and things that I have not, used to doing, but I've learned a lot so far during this break, teaching myself how to do everything. So I'm excited to be able to share that with you guys. They're good quality. They're like quality hoodies and t-shirts, and that's what I have so far. I've expanded to bags and sweatpants and stuff, but first I need to master one thing for me mentally. That's how I do it. I get one thing done before I can just bounce around to the next one. So I'm looking forward to that. And like I said, look out for that to be released. So other than that, I've been just, and grinding and working on stuff for myself. I wanted to do this episode after I saw a clip on TikTok from I think her name is Damona, and I feel like she's a radio personality / like podcaster. She's very funny, and so she was talking, and I'm gonna listen to the episode because I only saw the clip, but she was talking about that there are people who are jealous. Sometimes people are jealous of something that they can't even have. And she was talking about like how there are people who may be jealous of you or envious of you because of something within you that you can't give to them. Her example was like, she comes into a room. When she comes in the room, she lights the room. When this other person comes into the room, they darken the room. And I believe she's talking about like your personality, or maybe not even your personality, but your energy, your aura. Like what type of person are you, and what energy do you give off to other people? And it was just very interesting. And I saw what I'm going to share in a few minutes, like this post from, I think she's a poet on Instagram or something. I don't know. I know I follow her, and she has like a lot of good quotes and stuff. So I'm going to discuss what she was talking about, because she similarly talked about the same thing. And so I feel like towards the end of the year, that's like something that tends to be discussed, is like, the people that are around you and the choices that you make, and if you are making the right choices in your life and going into the new year, making sure that you start fresh and you have the right energy and people around you to have a good, at least try to have a good, beginning of the year and accomplish your goals, etc. Coming with the right mindset and the right people and energy and love around you. So, her page, this is the Instagram page I'm talking about, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to read the post first or her comments. Okay, so she says, all right, I'll just read what she said under the post first, and then I'll read to you what the post says. So it says first of all, her Instagram page is karmically.v, KARMICALLY.VEE, and I will share it on my Instagram page and TikTok, so that you could be able to, if you want to follow her. So she says, this is under the post. She says, if you've been using people and feeling entitled to people serving you, and or you've been moving with ulterior motives, this is not for you. From experience, you also run the risk of subconsciously limiting yourself because you don't see and or understand your light at all. And most people can only see it for what it can do for them. Be aware, teachers and mentors that tell you I know or yes to everyone of your new discoveries or questions while never having or offering any unique info of their own. Be aware of people who are all in when you are helping them but make excuses about you not really needing them or being great so they don't have to reciprocate. Be aware of people who are perpetually and passively just existing while you grind. Shooting with you in the gym and sitting on the bleachers watching you shoot are not the same thing. Some people are just there so they can say they were. It all boils down to making clear and reciprocal energy exchanges in the present, so you don't have the chip on your shoulder later down the line. But at some point, you got to give you credit for you, or you'll never get it. So, and then this is the post that this is what was under. That was under this post, okay? So, I'm going to break it down because there's like a couple of different pages. So she says, the first part is, if you are unable to see your own light, you run the risk of getting caught up with people who do see it, will attach themselves to you, then do their damnedest to take credit for giving it to you once you do. You have to know that you have everything you need means just that. So, I'm going to digest that a little bit and discuss that because it's very true. When you don't know, I take it as when you don't know who you are, you give people the opportunity to tell you who you are. You have to know who you are, and you have to define that for yourself. And that takes a lot of soul searching. That takes some time alone and with you and God and your higher self, and really figuring out who you are and why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing, and find out what you like, what you don't like, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, what makes you angry, what you're passionate about. Travel the world, and as an adult, we're supposed to create our own opinions as between from birth to 18 or so, or even after 18, but you have your parents or some type of influences in your life that maybe teach you right from wrong, or teach you certain things about life and perspectives on life based on their experiences, right? But as you become an adult and you have your own friends and you make your own family, and you get in relationships and stuff like that, you work with people, come across different people and different experiences in life, allow you to make your own choices about who you are and what you like and what you don't like. And so if you live your life constantly just letting other people tell you who you are and what you should be and things like that, then you are giving them credit, right? Because you're not, you can't, it's basically, to me, it's saying you don't let people tell you who you are. You tell them who you are. Because if you don't do that, then people will think that they made you, in a sense. And you already have everything that you need. So it's just up to you to look within and figure that out and figure out what you have and what you can do with it. So, part 2. If anyone outside of you is responsible for who or what you are, it's your ancestors. Not a single person in this world is the reason for you. Not even your mama. She's the vessel, but your energy is yours. Absolutely acknowledge where people have helped you develop and grow. Now, I know when I first started recording this, I got cut off, so I'm not sure if I was able to say this, but I'll repeat it again. What I was saying is that that people, everyone is their own person. Even though you come from your mom and you have siblings or whatever, and you guys might look the same and have similarities, maybe in personality or something, everyone is their own person. Nobody has the same energy, completely the same, 100%. You're what makes you, and so that's for everyone. So, knowing that nobody can tell you who you are but you decide who you are. Besides, like it says, your ancestors or your higher self, those are the only people, and God, those are the only people who can really tell you, who you are and establish that. People are definitely there to help you develop and grow, but they don't make you. You make you. I'm just also reading, not a single person in this world is the reason for you. Yeah, the reason that you're here is because of you, because you have a purpose and you have a mission here on earth to complete. Everyone's mission and purpose is different. So yeah, nobody's here because of you or vice versa. You're not here because of someone else. You're here because of you. Part A, but you'll keep yourself in a vicious cycle of bondage and servitude if you hold on to the idea that you'd be nothing without someone. You'd be nothing without someone. The people worth that energy would never dangle it over your head. No one on this earth should get credit for your light. So another part, again, nobody can, if people are really, the people who are for you would never feel the need to want credit for it. The people who are for you would never feel the need to dangle it over your head. The people who are for you just want to see you win. The people who are for you know your worth, and they want you to know your worth, and they want you to do well in this life and to complete your mission. They wouldn't want to. There's no need for credit, because I feel like what she's saying is when someone's saying that they need credit for something, then there is some jealousy there, because it's almost like, well, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me, or thank God I, promoted you or something, or gave you that shot. Now, I do think you should have gratitude if somebody does, give you a shot or connect you with someone, but saying thank you and should be enough. Because if they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart because they really want to see you win, then that's all that they really need. They wouldn't need any credit per se, or, to be attached to you or something like that, unless they're actually helping you with whatever it is that you're trying to do. Okay, next part. Especially that no one has the power to give inner light nor take it away. Grant nor deny spiritual gifts and access, nor see the full scope of your ancestral/karmic lineage. All they see is how you can put them on. That's the focus. Again, it's all about the intentions of the person. Are they there to promote you or take from you? Do they just want the glory because they see, if you think about it, okay. Sometimes you hear about celebrities who, they got discovered, and especially back in the 90s and the 80s and stuff. I think about, example, TLC, when they got discovered, and I think it was Pebbles and someone, her husband, I forget what his name is, and they saw the talent within TLC, and they, knowing that these young girls, they didn't have any experience within the business, but they had talent. So they used these girls, to give them a record deal, but the deal was horrible. And because these girls didn't even know the business, their families didn't know the business. They came from, struggling families. So any form of little money was a win for them. And so the point was that couple, Pebbles and her husband, I forget his name, but they scammed them, essentially. They were making millions off of their records, but they weren't even seeing the money coming in. And so that is an example to me of someone seeing the light within a person or a group of people, and what their talent can bring, especially financially, and lying to those people and trying to take from them spiritually and financially, right? And spiritually, because when TLC found out that they were essentially being scammed and they were going bankrupt, that broke their spirits, and it could have ruined them talent-wise, where they might have never been able to perform and stuff again. So I forget the full story of how they fixed everything, but the point was, like, they learned a lesson. Like, you got to make sure you're not just signing off on something. Like, really pay attention, make sure you have the right people around you. Again, they didn't have the right people around them. They thought that those were the right people because they automatically assumed, oh, these people are in the business, that why would they do wrong by me? Because I would never do wrong to them. But you have to understand and look at people's intentions and pay attention to what they're doing. Those people didn't mean well by them, because why would you, if you already have money and you already are doing well successfully, why would you steal from young people, young or old? Why would you steal from anybody? But especially when you know these people don't have the experience like you do within the business, and they're just trying to do what they love, which is sing and dance and stuff, but they have a family to take care of. And so why would you take from them? So I think how it's saying in this quote is like, all these people see is how you can put them on. That's the focus. And that's an example of that. Those people, I think it was L.A. Reid and Pebbles, I want to say, but their focus wasn't making sure that TLC was successful because TLC deserved to be successful, because they're a talented group and they're great women and they deserve to see to show their light to the world. It was, they want you to do that so that they could be put on financially by being like, oh, this was my group and I discovered them and I managed them and, stuff like that. It was more for them. So hopefully that was an example that you can understand, but essentially it's saying like some people only want to put you on for them, not necessarily for you. And so it says, what they're really saying is, I don't have any discernible skills or gifts that will take me down the road I convey. So I'm going to ride the coattails of as many people that I can find that do. That way, if one of them makes it, so do I. It's time to release whoever came to mind. So, she's basically talking about how, at the end of this year, and like, I think this comes up like every year, but there's always this idea of like, who's around you, who's in your circle, and do they have the best interest for you in mind? And if they don't, then it's time to release them, because you want people around you who want to see you win for the right reasons, not to be able to benefit off of it. And I'll find that clip too of Mona when she was talking about the jealousy and how some people are jealous of you because of you and who you are, and how people are attracted to you. And it's not just romantically, right? It's like sometimes there are people that just have a light within them that they just get along with everybody, or they make everybody laugh, or everybody just wants to get to know them. And some people who are not like that for whatever reason, I don't know, they're not like that. They could be jealous of that because that's deep down, maybe that's what they want, and that's what the reaction they want from other people, but they don't get that. But they don't get that probably because of their personality and who they are. If they're not a nice person, or if they're always, they give off that energy of someone who's always trying to ride a coattail and feed off the next person, then yeah, most people are not going to want to be bothered, So, the other part I was going to read. Hold on. Oh, it says, this was from a different person at BW McKay. He says, you're the greatest gift anyone could ever ask for. Did you know people smile when they hear your name? Your presence leaves a lasting impression on everyone you meet. Thank you for always being you. And so that's what I mean by, everybody has this light within them. Everybody has something with them that attracts people to them, and they just light up a room, or people are always just, interested in having conversations with this person, or with you, these people. So it's more so about discovering who you really are and what that light is in you. Whether it's like you're a really funny person, or you're really personable, or you're very just mysterious or something, or you're really kind, or something, there's always something about you in your presence that leaves a lasting impression on people. And you want that to be a good impression, one would think. So try to think about what that is for you. And moving into the new year, that you have people around you that not only recognize it, but they celebrate it, and they don't make you feel like you have to dim that light, and that they're not with you because of that light. So it's more so like an evaluation of who do you have in your circle, and are they for you? And so there's another thing that I saw, from this page called The Oracle Reads You. And it says, if the vibes get weird, move on. Let this be the last year you force conversations, friendships, relationships, attention, and love. Anything forced is just not worth fighting for. Your life naturally makes room for the people who are meant to be there. Just go with the flow. I felt like this was really good because, like she said, anything forced is just not worth fighting for. And how our life naturally makes room for the people who are meant to be there. That's why I've really been practicing. And sometimes it's hard because I am a person that's just like, I just want to solve this, or, it is it or isn't type of thing. But I've been trying to do more so lately, go with the flow and just let things be in my life, in the sense of like, hey, if this person is being distant, let them be. I'm not going to ask you what's your problem or all that stuff. Just we're all adults, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody handles things differently, but also people know what they're doing. And sometimes people get off, or they feel better about themselves when they do stuff like that. Like somebody who just randomly becomes distant, and they're looking for someone to ask them like, what's wrong, and why aren't you talking to me, and all this. Like it feeds their ego, and you should not have to do that. If you feel like that, if someone's doing that, let them do that. Let them do what they feel is best for them. And if they come back, they come back. If they don't, good riddance, right? Because eventually they were going to do it anyway. So it's definitely, I definitely feel that, like, not forcing anything, not forcing anybody to do things that they don't want to do in regards to you, and just letting naturally, like I said, life naturally makes room for the people who are meant to be there. So if someone's being removed from your life, let it be. If someone's being moved into your life, let it be, because it's all for a reason. So you have to just go with it and allow things. But like it says, if the vibes get weird, let that go. No more fighting for people and trying to figure out what's the problem, because if there's a problem, we all are adults. You can say what the problem is, and then you each decide, is it worth fighting for, or I'm all set, right? Everybody that's meant to be in your life will be in your life. The people who are not meant to be there will naturally go in one way or another. Especially if you're in tune with your higher self, and you call on yourself or God and stuff, or the universe, and you say, remove this person, or I want to make sure that I'm in the right space and the right time and doing the right thing, and so please help me get there. And so you will see that naturally people start to drop off, and things start to drop off in your life, and those are the things that weren't supposed to be there, or they're not supposed to be there in your next phase. So just really learning to accept that and being okay with that. And it could be hard sometimes, but it's definitely worth it. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I was gonna share. I think that was it. I will try to I'll try to find that video and post it of her, what she was talking about, the jealousy thing, but I think that's it. But hopefully everyone has a great rest of the year, and I'll try to do another episode definitely within the new year. But I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do another one before the new year. Another quote that I saw, in this topic was, longevity does not equate authenticity. Trust your intuition. And I love that because, again, it's saying like longevity doesn't equate authenticity. So just because you've known someone for this long doesn't mean that they are for you. And that could be friendship, relationship, whatever. Trust your intuition. We have it for a reason. If your intuition is saying something is not right about something or someone and the way that they're acting or the way that they're treating you or the relationship, go at least explore that. Explore why your intuition is saying that and make a decision about whether or not this is something that you want to carry into the new year with you. Again, you want to start fresh and you want to start positive and on a good note. And so if some people have to go, they have to go. And that's just life. Maybe they've served their purpose and now it's time to go on to the next. So take the time to reflect and figure out if this message is resonated with you or not. Hopefully it did. Again, have a good rest of the week and New Year's Eve. Be safe. And hopefully, you go into the new year with a great mindset and a fresh, positive mindset and some good things happening. As always, I'm your host, Chanel. This is Black Hippie Lounge. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. If you can, rate and review the podcast. Follow on platforms such as TikTok and Instagram at Black Hippie Lounge. Have a happy new year. Meditate, manifest, invest in you. Join me on my spiritual journey as I elevate myself and like-minded listeners to a higher level, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thank you for listening. This is Black Hippie Lounge, and I am your host, Chanel.